Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, September 23rd, 2023. And we are here for the post-fight for Hitchins versus Zepeda. Fight just wrapped up, and it was an outstanding, magnificent performance by Richardson Hitchins. Man, he looked like Floyd Mayweather out there taking them rounds. Give me that. Give me that. Salute to the brother. You know, he had a performance that was what I had said going into this fight. In order to perform and be given the type of consideration that people like to heap upon certain fighters, you have to do it against the better fighters in the sport. Although Zepeda is not the best, he is at the top level, and he has fought world champions, former champions, and now this man, in a complete shutout, showed that he is ready for a next level type situation. So let it be said that right now, everybody that's at that division, be on guard, because this one is going to be one to deal with, huh? He's going to be one to deal with. So, what's good, everybody? I see some people are just filing into the building. I'm not going to stay long this evening. I got to get up and go to the cotton fields, but it was a good night of boxing. We did see a bad decision leading up to this situation. They snuck Conor Benn into the co-main event. That Ed Hearn is something else, man. It was supposed to be McCaskill and Ryan as the co-main event, but this is what Matchroom and Hearn does. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Conor Benn has not been cleared in the UK. The charges that were brought against him are serious. He should not have been boxing even in Florida. But then again, you're talking about Florida. That was one of the situations that, I'm sorry, but boxing really shot itself in the rear end with the shotgun this evening. Yes. And I wish that other content creators would stand on that and put that down, that man should not have been on that card. He should not have been facing anyone and taking shine away from the real earnest fighters who are out here cutting the grade and furthering their careers. I'm not going to make this a political statement about that. I'm just going to say he should not have been there. And something needs to be done. We do need a true federal organization overseeing the sport. We need to prevent these kind of things from happening. And of course, he wasn't able to perform with that little extra, which made a difference in his performance. For those of you who have a wise enough eye on what you see and what you saw, you could tell. Those blowouts that we fondly remember were assisted. In tonight's broadcast, Chris Algieri was not allowed to be a broadcaster on tonight's broadcast due to his position and stance against Hearn and Ben. That thing, they've had some issues because Algieri was one of the opponents that Ben faced, and you know what happened in that fight. And now, having heard what Ben has been accused of and what he was suspended for, Chris Algieri rightfully feels a certain kind of way regarding that. So that's a subject to be talked about at another time. Let's get back to Mr. Richardson Hitchins. My breakdown video stated that this was going to be a fight where if Zepeda would show up to compete, it would be a different type of affair for him. If Zepeda showed up as a guy who was unmotivated just to make that money, it would be what you saw tonight. And I do believe initially Zepeda started out thinking, but he just simply didn't have the answers. And the youthfulness, the vigor, the spry Hitchins was just too much athletically for him and never allowed Zepeda to trap him into any type of danger. All of that are high earmarks for Richardson. So salute to him and his performance. Very good performance by the young man, and he looked darn good tonight. But he was still in against a guy that the athleticism, though Zepeda is heavy-handed with both hands. You heard him say in between rounds, Hitchins, that when they asked him about his power, he was like, "Oh, it's nothing." He said that, but in the post-fight interview, he talked about how hard the guy hits. So one of the reasons that he kept on the move, because mama didn't raise no fool, huh? And hey, I can't be mad at the brother, huh? It's about using your smarts, not always your hearts, huh? Yeah, bars. Stormy still got bars in the wee hours of the night. You see what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. Let me see who we got in the chat here. We got a few people out there. Appreciate everybody that's coming in. Please slap that like button around like Hitchins was slapping Zepeda, William Old School is out there. What's good? Universal Truth is back. Soul Power, a.k.a. Gamed Up Kennels, is back with us this evening. Watcher, what's good? Watcher, how you doing, bro? Watcher is out there. He says, that was horrible. Which part, man? Which part? Shower Allah is back with the channel emojis. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you so much. Judah Ben Israel is back with us saying, peace and salute, Stormy. Who else we got out here? We got a few comments you guys are saying. Yeah, Judah Ben Israel says Devin versus Hitchins is a chess match. Shower says, yeah, I had to give the young man credit for fighting smart. He still took a little too long to warm up, but yes. Yeah. And Daryl Alexander is back saying, salute Sifu. Yes. Yeah, Shower, we're definitely in agreement on he fought smart. Because I'm going to tell you something. He was focused. And to be focused with talent like he has and to stay the course for what his particular game plan was, it was nice to see. Very pleasant to see, because some of these young men, they don't follow their game plans all the way through. And sometimes they run into a situation where the fights can turn out to be a little more difficult than they need to be. Yeah. So that's, one of those things. I don't know. But it was good to see him. Someone was suggesting that that phone call, whoever he had, and he wouldn't allude to, was in his ear, was Floyd Mayweather. Man, Floyd has always got a stamp on these guys. I don't know what. It's like he out there, like the father figure. But Richardson is going to be okay as long as he stays focused up, long as he listens to his people, and do not allow the temptations to get the advantage of him, because they're out there. Whether it's a pick one situation or pick a couple, because anything that starts to happen once the cash starts flowing, puts you in a bad spot. Watcher says the event was bad. Ben's situation made it worse. Yeah, the McCaskill Sandy Ryan situation. I'm going to have to talk about that too. Okay. Watcher says the guy on the phone was his coach. Okay. Shower says Floyd almost let him waste away. The one that got away. Wow. Learn is in the building. What's good with you, man? He says, what's up with Hitchins and his cornermen? I don't know, man. I'm still kind of learning about the young man. So, I have to do a little more background study and research on there. Dank Father, what's good with you? Listen, the Sandy Ryan challenge and unification match against Jessica McCaskill. I didn't get a lot of views on my pre-fight video breakdown for that fight, but I spoke about Sandy Ryan being able to box similarly to what's her name? Chantel Cameron. Same height and reach dimensions. But Ryan may be a better boxer than Chantel Cameron. And against Cameron, McCaskill had her worst performance of her career. So much to the point that I took off my Thunderous top 10. I kind of slammed her even though she's from Chicago. And I went in on her kind of harsh because I felt like had she boxed Chantel like she boxed Sandy tonight, she could have won that fight against Chantel. But Sandy put a boxing lesson on Jessica in her own right this evening. She boxed from range very well. She worked Jessica's body very well. Body punches a couple of times had Jessica double over, who has a tremendous poker face, because she put on the face that she wasn't hurt, but it was her bodily reaction to absorbing the blows that Ryan was getting off on her. And let me tell you, Sandy can box, man. I talked about this young lady with 7 fights coming in, now 8. Man, she's well schooled and well tooled. And Jessica doesn't throw straight punches enough. She throws looping punches, which allow her opponents to beat her to the punch. She's going to have to go back to the drawing board about that if she's going to continue to fight. This fight may be tabbed for a rematch. And knowing how Hearn and Matchroom work, they want to get those belts off of McCaskill. They tried it with Chantel, and now they're trying it with Ryan. And Ryan should have been the victor this evening. Much as I like Jessica as a fighter and that she's from the Chi, I have to be honest about my assessment. She was outboxed tonight, outworked. I gave Jessica 2 rounds out of the 10. 2 rounds. And those 2 rounds were the first and third that I gave her. Otherwise, I was hard pressed to find anything. And those scores, 97 to 95 for Jessica, that was, I don't know, that was very fraudulent. One judge had it for Ryan as 96 to 94, but that margin was wider than that. If you heard me say 8 rounds to 2, that's pretty much what it was. So, I don't know what we're going to do about these. I got a video coming out about these corrupt officials, the referees. We got to do something, man. It's just ridiculous. Steph Brown is out there. What's good with you, Steph Brown? Learn says, I thought McCaskill lost. Shower says, me too. Universal Truth says, Jessica got that work tonight. And Watcher says, Jessica swinging like that makes me lose brain cells. Yeah. Listen, man. I wish that I could mentor and get in, on a training session of a fighter like McCaskill. and a few others that we have sprinkled out in the sport, not just in women's boxing, but men's division of boxing, because some of the technique is so poor that these coaches and trainers, I'm sorry, I don't know how they get paid, because the fighters are fighting at disadvantages. Jessica McCaskill is I think she's like 5'6.5" or something like that. And Sandy Ryan was like 5'8.5". Couple of inches taller, couple of inch longer reach. But Jessica is throwing looping shots. I don't like that, you know. But there is a way for her to be successful. And what that is that she has to be able to draw the opponents into activity and to be able to work off of that activity. But I don't see that. I see her trying to create her own offense, leaving herself wide open and being countered with shots that she really shouldn't be getting hit with if the other person is taking the lead. And there are ways to trick a fighter into taking a lead. You don't always have to sit back and wait for counters. There are movements you can do. There are punches you could throw. There's upper body movement that can be incorporated in your activity, and also some of your footwork. And I didn't see that. But my goodness, Ryan was going to work. She was throwing double hooks to the body. She was working both sides of the body, bringing shots around and underneath. The one shot she wasn't throwing was the uppercut. But that was okay because everything else was working very well. So she did a good job, Sandy Ryan. She's going to be a big-time champion at welterweight, and can't wait to see her again. She's probably going to get a rematch against McCaskill, but this is a good fighter here. The UK has some pretty good women's fighters out there. They're well schooled and tooled. I mean, I have to take my hat off to what I'm seeing with that. And my goodness, if you guys haven't watched that little Caroline Dubois, she is a mint. She is really a good little fighter. 100 times over better than her brother. Yeah. So let's see who else we got out here. Anthony Bolton, what's good with you? He says, salute to you again, Sensei, in chat. Right back at you. Steph Brown is out there. What's happening, Steph? Shower said, I said Jessica should have thrown an uppercut. Maybe that's center enough for her not to miss. Well, you know, one of the things she was doing improperly, Shower, was that she was dipping low and trying to jab. All she had to do was jab Ryan to the pit of the stomach to get her to come down and then come over the top with straights. You see, but she wasn't tooled like that. She wasn't given the instructions of doing those things. She was doing a good thing when she would step back and lean to the side, left or right. But the shots that she was trying to throw left her vulnerable to some of Ryan's best stuff. And I'm sorry, but there's some drills that I could put her through that would teach her what to do when you're in mid-range with a fighter like that, with those type of dimensions. And I have to say that I think Ryan has some punching power too. And that's why Jessica didn't go buck wild. So, yeah. Watcher says, what do you think of Austin Williams? Man, yeah. Austin Williams is very stiff. I don't know what to make of that. But Steve Rose was hitting him with counter right hands all night long. And Steve Rose don't have no real punching power. If he could crack, Austin would have been in trouble tonight. He would have been. And he was not defending that hand very well. He wasn't defending that very well. Salute to the OG Mr. Mont out there in the super chat. We appreciate you, Mr. Mont. Thank you for your donation, man. Let's see. I gotta change something here. Okay. Okay, Marco, try, excuse me, Marco, try it now, brother. I didn't realize that setting was on there. I put that setting on there from a different show. I had used my old show's settings because I had some trolls came in. But yeah, you're good to go now. You're good to go now. What's happening, Marco? And I thank you for letting me know, because I didn't check that. So, but I for this show tonight, I reused settings from a show like a week ago or something, and I didn't check that setting on there. So we're good. Yeah. But yeah, Learn says Rose is a vet. He had the best highlight punches, in my opinion. Yeah, Rose, he boxed very well, man. The fight was close. I actually scored it a draw on my scorecards, okay? But I can understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to move Williams. They need somebody in that middleweight division. But I'm going to tell you, if he gets in there with Janibek, he gets killed. You heard me say it right here. Janibek kills Amo Williams. Yeah. And Janibek is trained by Ronnie Shields, I do believe. So, you know, it's just, I'm sorry. He can't be getting hit clean like that by a murderer like Janibek. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it. He needs to, I don't know. Is you guys that are from, I think he's from Texas, right? Amo Williams. Is he like, to me, it always seems like he got something else on his mind while he boxing. I don't know. It's like, if somebody knows him personally or know of him, people who know him, there's something going on with that young man. He's walked to the ring sometimes with no robes on, and then sometimes with T-shirts, and then like tonight he had a robe on with the hood over his face and stuff. I'm like, what's going on with this kid's psyche, man? It's kind of all over the place. Yeah, Shower. Rose was hanging in there, 39 years old, man. Let me tell you something. It's veterans like that I respect them, you know, and that's why one of the reasons, like, I tried to give some credit to Zepeda for being a veteran, but I think what he ran into this evening, he just decided that I don't think I have what it takes to compete with this kid, and he took no risk. The head clashes and the cuts are what happen when you're hesitant and not definitive about what you're trying to do in there. When you try to be safe, this one is most unsafe, huh? You just got to work on what you're trying to do. Try to tell these guys that, but they learn the hard way. Universal Truth says Rose couldn't miss with the right hand. Amo may be a KO victim waiting to happen. That's why I said, Universal Truth, if he gets in there with Janabek, he'll be killed. Huh? And I'm literally, y'all will be sitting up here saying, you know, it's a tragedy tonight. You know, Amo went on to, you know, a better place. It's like, Stormy selects his words appropriately, huh? When I'm talking about this, because listen, man, you can't be out there getting hit as clean as he was getting hit by someone who cracks more than eggs. You understand? So that's the way that is. Jimmy Bernard, what's happening with you? He said, what's good, Stormy B, man? And salute to the chat. Rick Hill is out there saying, greetings, brother Storm. I think Amo lost that fight. I called it a draw. I was scoring it. I had my little scorecard there. 5 apiece. 5 apiece. You know? Marco says, Joyce was very overhyped. Man, Joyce, you know what? Instead of just stepping in and fighting good fighters, you know, Joyce sat around a lot. But blame Frank Warren on that with Joe Joyce, because Frank Warren puts all these guys together in his stable, and he have them fighting setups and stuff. And then when they have to step up, they get put down. And it happens. You got him, you got Dubois, there's another fighter, and then Tyson Fury is over there with him too. But Tyson Fury is the only one smart enough to let Frank Warren know, I'm going to fight who I want to fight. I ain't fighting who you guys think I should fight. And that's interesting, because if Tyson Fury gets his ass in there with any of these contenders, he's going to lose. Tyson Fury's not that good, y'all. He's not. He's just a big, tall guy with a good reach. But that old knock-kneed, slew-footed dude, cheating, so-and-so, hey, the good fighters are out there waiting to take him. And if anybody think that he can outbox Zhang Zili, they drinking, huh? That's exactly the kind of guy he needs to run into, because Zhang will knock him the hell out. Yeah. Learn says he had demons before. That's why he took a break. You talking about Joe Joyce? Wow. Okay. Interesting. Watcher says Amo got bullshit on his mind. He probably does, Watcher. It's something weird going on with that kid. And like I said, it has nothing to do. I look at how he fights, but I watch his overall, his demeanor and everything. I'm kind of concerned there. I really am. You know? Learn says I believe he said his mental health is in track now. Who? Oh, you talking about Amo Williams? He had mental health issues. Okay, well, you know what? Then listen. Okay, you see, I can see. Listen. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I promise you, I didn't know that. But I could tell you, I can look at certain individuals, man, and I'm like, something going on here. And let me say this. The boxing ring is the last place you need to be if you're dealing with issues and haven't been able to overcome them completely. Okay? It's tough. Because getting punched in the head for a living, man, it's not adding up positively for you. It's not. You've been hearing about this concussion syndrome stuff and from football players and stuff like that. Guys get to thinking like, you know, they don't value life anymore and stuff. It's like, man, you got to be careful with that. Got to be careful with that. Marco says Zhang gives any heavyweight a problem. Wilder and Fury beat him, but Zhang beats all the other heavyweights. And I'll tell you something. Wilder would have to be careful against him because Wilder would have to use his reach and his speed and his mobility. If he stood in front of Zhang, Zhang could clean him up just like he cleaned up Joyce. Did you see that left hook, that right hook? That right hook was well timed, and he wasn't throwing that shot a lot. He was jabbing, and he was going to the body a little bit, and he was shooting that straight left. But man, he set that boy up for that right. Joyce was getting ready to throw a right uppercut, and Zhang cleaned his clock, cleaned it. Okay, we got Mr. Mont is back in the super chat. We appreciate you again, Mr. Mont. He says, yeah, Ammo was out dealing with mental health. And see, let me say this about that situation there. If a fighter is having those kind of issues, Hearn is like the wrong one you want to be under the umbrella of. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it, man. I'm just going to say it. Matchroom and those folks there, because what they think of you is very, very small, very, very, very minuscule. Their thoughts of you. And when I say you, I'm talking about you brothers who got shade on you, huh? Yeah. Because they don't respect you, first of all. They don't. And they think of you as a commodity, not as a human being. Learn says, Zhang is a big, fast guy. I think he lacks stamina at late rounds, though like in the Hrgovic fight, I thought he won that fight. Yeah, I thought he beat Hrgovic also. And he put Hrgovic on the floor as well. I think what helped Hrgovic was Hrgovic's youth as far as him lasting and being able to get up and get the hell out of the way and everything. And don't forget, Joyce is 38 years old. He ain't no spring chicken himself. He's just 2 years behind Zhang. Shawa says, yeah, Hearn, the Wern, yeah, he could give two. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. See, these people, they're going to learn. Listen, look at AJ. Look at the basket case he has become. He wasn't always a basket case, y'all. AJ was not always a basket case, but he became one as that trajectory where they were having him ascend as into stardom. You know, the things, the lies that they told him, how they coddled him and everything and made him feel like he was better than he actually was. It's not that he couldn't get better, because they could have put people around him who could have made him better, but they were just riding the wave of what they had, and they talked a lot of BS, and they put everybody else down and everything, and he gets in the ring with a little fat substitute and gets stopped, and it forever damaged his psyche. Because when you look at it, that boy looked like the little kid from the animated movie Up, grown as a man with a goatee. Tell me that Andy Ruiz Jr. don't look like that animated kid from the movie Up with the old man, the little kid with the baseball cap? That's Andy Ruiz in animation. That's him. And it just destroyed Joshua. It destroyed his psyche, man. Y'all saw how he fought Andy in the rematch? He was like, keep away, girl. This one's all mine. He was like staying all away from, and when anytime Andy got close to him, he grabbed him and hugged him like he was in love. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Man, listen, I'm telling you guys stuff, and it's like people, hey, you're laughing, but tell me, don't Andy look like that animated kid? I'm telling you. Shaw was looking side eye. Yeah. Judah Ben Israel cracking up, Learns cracking up. Watcher says that whole side talk. Yeah. The OG Mr. Mark says it looked just like him. I was able to make all my dreams come true. Now see, when you come out here, man, I can bring this stuff up, make y'all look at stuff, and you be like, dang, Stormy is spot on. But listen, that's how Hearn damages people, though. See, if you got no fortitude, if you don't have a solid foundation of strength of family and daddy's teaching and stuff like that in your life, you are a perfect fodder for Matchroom and Hearn. Yeah, you're perfect for them because they don't want anybody with mental strength. That's why he ain't gonna make the fight against Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder got too much mental strength for them. He has too much fortitude for them. He has too much independent thought process for them. They're not gonna make that deal. They're not. They're gonna come up with every reason whatsoever to not face Deontay Wilder. And that doesn't mean that Deontay is the only man who has that, but he's one of the strongest around with that, and they don't like it. So they'll just stay away because they can't use him. Huh? They want somebody they could use. Dillian White, AJ, huh? This is what they do. This is what they do. They'll take the weak people, take them, and have y'all thinking that they're world beaters, set up matches and everything. Let me give you an example of a setup match. You saw Chisora in there with Tyson Fury, right? He been in there with him 3 times. And Hearn keep giving him fights, don't he? But do you remember that fight that Chisora had? Huh? What they call him? Del Boy or whatever. I call him L Boy for losses, huh? L Boy. Yeah. But you saw him in there against Dillian White. Did Dillian White not knock him out with a left hook? Chisora, who's been known to take one, huh? He was snoring on the canvas. Or was he really snoring? Did he really just lay down because Ed Hearn gave him a few extra bills, huh? And told him, this is what we need you to do because we need Dillian to look formidable. Oh man, y'all don't want me to talk too much tonight. I'm just telling you what it really is, huh? I'm telling you what it is. Yeah, the watcher, L boy. That's what I call him. Racking up the losses. You know how when you're on the pool table and you're getting ready to play a new game, the loser racks them up. Rack them up. That's L boy over there racking up them losses, huh? People saying, oh, he should retire. They're like, hey, we're signing him to another fight coming this fall. It's like 10 years from now, the man ain't going to be able to speak complete sentences, getting hit upside his head like that. Yeah, Shower, absolutely he could be doing that. The Messenger 215, what's good with you? He says, salute to the channel, salute to you. Rick Hill says, Anthony Joshua's mental issues are due to him being in the closet. I've never seen that dude with a woman, and you ain't gonna. You ain't gonna. But I tell you what you will see. You'll see him on the beach and on a yacht with a bunch of dudes with his shirt off and his pants off, huh? And everybody look like their body is glistening with some oil, like they getting ready for a scene out of a Tyler Perry movie. Oh, did I say that? Yes, I did. Now, one more to go against that huge walking contradiction. He do all that but got a tattoo of Africa on his shoulder, huh? What's up with that, huh? Because over in Africa, they tell you they ain't down with that, huh? So is that why he ain't over there? Oh, man, don't get me. Listen, it's too late. I got to go to work in the morning. I can't be talking like this, huh? Because I dropped the truth on you and you don't want to hear it. You got to take another few sips of your wine or your hard liquor, your Uncle Nears or whatever you got, huh? Jimmy Bernard is cracking up. Judah Ben is cracking up. Shower's cracking up. Night Train says, peace, Stormy. Joshua's second Ruiz fight. When he did get touched, he looked like a deer in headlights. Yeah, came in there with that afro and everything. What the hell was that dude thinking, man? And screaming two-time after he ran the whole time. If you don't sit your butt down somewhere, he asked Alexander Usyk, how did you beat me? How did you beat me? You're smaller than me. You're not as big as me. How did you beat me? With skills, fool. If you want to listen to the foolishness that they say about Joshua, listen to the guys when they're talking about a potential fight between he and Wilder, and how many of those stupid fools be saying stuff like, AJ needs one more fight. He needs a couple more fights. He needs this. He needs that. Why does he need all of this stuff, but he don't need it against all the other fighters that he's gotten in the ring with? But when it comes down to possibly facing Wilder, he needs all of this, if he ain't ready now, he ain't gonna never be ready. And they just keep saying this stuff. If you go listen to some of those UK channels and hear them talking about a possible fight between AJ and Wilder, this is the stuff they be saying, man. It's crazy. They say everything except for let's get it on. They make up all these, you're right, all these excuses, watcher. All of them. Jimmy Bernard. It's like, it's crazy, man. They've been talking about that fight for like 6 years. DLP is out there. What's good with you, man? William says, because they have absolutely no confidence in AJ. Yeah. Salute to the OG, Mr. Mont. Back in that super chat, he says, that photo of Joshua in that hot tub with all of them men had me giving him the side eye. Biggest bowl of Fruit Loops I ever seen. Listen, man, I told you them guys get together like that, all huddled up. It's like they, you know, what is that? Tyler Perry casting call couch crew. Think about it. Steph Brown says, I keep saying it, AJ is mid. Watcher says, yeah, Talk Sport UK, yup. Night Train says, damn, we've been waiting a very long time for that fight. What's the problem? Get that ass whipped and get it over. But dude, you know what? I don't even know what it is, why they don't want AJ. I can't listen. It's more to it than just AJ getting knocked out by Wilder. It's more to it than that. It's something else attached to this, and we need to get the answer, man. But I'm gonna tell you guys this: they don't want to fight Tyson Fury either. They talk the talk, but they ain't trying to fight Tyson Fury. So maybe it's because the two best heavyweights in the division are Fury and Wilder, and they just ain't trying to get in there and measure up with him. Because he's been a fraud the entire time. From the Olympics, winning the medal there, and how they started out in the pros and put him in there, put muscles on him and everything, and they made him. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. The game that they ran with AJ is right out of the script of this kung fu movie called Dynamo, starring Ho Chung Tao, who was known to a lot of people back in the 70s as Bruce Lee. Dynamo is a film. Check this out now. Dynamo is a film where the character played by Bruce Lee, I don't like to call him that, but played by Bruce Lee, he's like a taxi driver. And one day he's driving down the street and one of his co-taxi drivers gets robbed or whatever. So he pulls up to help the guy and they get into a fight and stuff. And this woman who runs this ad agency is driving past and they see Bruce Lee fighting the guys on the street. And she says, that guy looks and fights like Bruce Lee. And so they say, hey, we could use him and build a marketing campaign around him and turn that guy into a star. He could sell our products for us and stuff, like, you know, like he was Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee had died, right? So anyway, they got the Bruce Lee character, decked him out, put him in outfits and everything, took him around the world, photo shoots and stuff. They turned him into a star. That's what happened to AJ. That's exactly what happened to him. Dude, it's like they took that kid, brought him out, put him out there. They say, you know what? Hit the weights, man. We want you to get a little bigger and stronger, and we're gonna turn you into a star. They didn't go get the best trainers to train him up, huh? No gurus or anything. They just rolled and wheeled out some stiffs. Hey, knock this guy out. He's 2-55. This guy over here is 20-35. You know, it's like AJ knocking these guys out, and the UK fans are going, oh, Anthony Joshua. Oh, Anthony Joshua. Every knockout. And they're like, oh, he sold out the stadium, and he's selling out faster than Michael Jackson. Man, this was a farce to begin with. You know, see, I done talk too much, man. I got to get out of here because it's like, I'm telling you, this the truth. AJ is Dynamo. That's who he is. Now go check out the Bruce Lee film and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They're like, yeah, no one will ever figure this out. Smooth Shade 4, what's good? Night Train says, I saw that over 35 years ago. Yeah. Dritch Richardson says, Stormy, I believe it's Deontay being a black American heavyweight. The powers that be don't want that. Well, they've had too many of them, and it's like they now that they had a chance to steal the titles away, they playing keep away, huh? That's why someone like Frank Sanchez, Luis King Kong Ortiz, these guys can't get title shots, huh? Deontay was the only one, that was willing to do that. The division is being held up by two guys who are Caucasian, but they not getting in there with anybody that's good, that happens to be a shade or two darker, huh? And Danny Dubois, Frankenbois, huh? You saw how he quit against Usyk. It's like he just took the knee. I thought he was, imitating Colin Kaepernick or something. Just quit. Just like that. I'm stopping. William, you can say that, like look at it as a conspiracy, but don't forget that Klitschko lost to Fury just a couple of years before that and couldn't pull the trigger on the right hand against Fury. That's why Fury was able to defeat him so easily. Yeah, yeah, Night Train. That's what I call him, Frankenbois, huh? Cause he just a big old stiff, huh? A stiff buck, huh? That's what he is. And he run around there. He looked the part, huh? You know what we should call him? Drum. Remember that Ken Norton exploitation movie from the 70s? Drum, huh? They put Drum's ass in that hot boiling oil, didn't they, at the end of the movie when they was through using his ass, huh? So Frankenbois, hey, your bath is ready, huh? Get your ass out. See, I keep saying it's late and I gotta get up. But listen, I keep telling you guys, I know what's happening, man. I am well aware, huh? It just takes somebody like Stormy to put it out there to make your wheels start turning. You're like, he got a point. Oh, Anthony Joshua.
You understand me?
Man, I don't know what to say, man. This is just ridiculous. Night Train. He says, I was into that chant too until Ruiz had him in the Twilight Zone. I used to laugh every time I heard them chanting that, man. I was like, these people are something else, man. Man. Well, look here, guys. It's already midnight. I need to get my butt in the bed. But I thank everybody for coming out. I thank Mr. OG, Mr. Mont, with the super chats, man. And for those of you all who were supportive enough to hit my like button, thank you so much. The real big fights are coming up next weekend. I got some great premieres happening this week, and a part 2 on Friday of my breakdown between Canelo and Jamel. It's called Preparation Meets Opportunity Part 2. So make sure you guys check that out when that premieres on Friday. But we'll have other premieres as we get through the week. So, and I may do a couple of extra videos, especially since the McCaskill-Ryan fight went the way it did. I might have to cover that again with its own video. And, that's what we're going to do. But we working around here, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all of you guys. Much love. And we will catch you guys on the next one. All right. So peace. Have a great week. Also, I wanted to acknowledge we got Universal Truth out there with the super chat there. Appreciate you on that, Universal Truth. And a super chat, well, a Cash App donation that came in while I was signing off last show. I want to see who that was, because I want to acknowledge it. Jay Gibson. Salute to the brother Jay Gibson, who donated on the Cash App during the last post-fight show a little earlier this evening. So wanted to acknowledge that. Thank you, Jay Gibson, and everybody that supports like that. You guys have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll catch you guys next time. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. We out.
this not why you were here?